For mountaineers, this is the launching point for a bid at the world's highest peak. For others, base camp is destination in itself. 3 mountain bikers follow the classic expeditionary route to base camp. Riding and hiking into thin air, this is a battle against the elements. Hello, I'm Andy Mill. Mount Everest Base Camp is the gateway to the world's highest peak. 2 Americans and 1 Nepali will follow the classic trekking route to base camp on mountain bikes. Now, this is not your average trek. In order to reach their goal at 17,600 feet, they'll face a grueling climb, and their worst enemy, high altitude. The rest is in the hands of the mountain gods. Sagarmatha, or to the westerner, Mount Everest, lies on the border between Tibet and Nepal. It's the king of all mountains, and it's part of the awe-inspiring Himalayas, which hold 8 of the world's 10 tallest mountains. From 150 feet above sea level to the highest peak in the world, Nepal's topography covers both the tropical lowlands as well as the majestic Himalayan mountain range. For as long as man has wanted to climb mountains, Everest has stood alone as the ultimate challenge. The sheer beauty, the seduction of death, these mountains have magnetic pull that draw climbers in spite of the dangers. For the first time, 3 bikers will ride into this treacherous domain. They have trained hard to get here, but they will soon realize that sheer physical strength might not be enough to fight the force of the mountains. Our story begins in Kathmandu, 190 miles away from their destination. Kathmandu is a mad mixture of the ancient and the modern. In this third world megacity, smothered in diesel fumes and dirt, 800,000 people compete for space that used to accommodate rickshaws. Jen Nelson, a pro mountain bike racer, has come all the way from Fort Collins, Colorado, with another pro racer, Tattoo Lou DeAngelis. Chambi, a local Nepali from the Everest region, will join them. This will be his first time riding off-road. In a few days, they'll leave the crush of Kathmandu for the sublime serenity of the Himalayas. The Nepalese believe in reincarnation. They say, what you do in this life carries over to the next. Amidst the ruins of one of the oldest temple squares in Patan, east meets west. Kathmandu by night is a carnival of visual sights and sounds. The streets coil and wrap around temples like religious offerings. Religious tolerance is the law of the land. Buddhists, Hindus, and Muslims live peacefully side by side.
I'm very overwhelmed with spirits and people and chaos and tranquility, everything just wrapped into one.
jump starts with a flight from Kathmandu to the town of Lukla at 9,000 feet.
Hey Lou, you still got cotton in yours.
Oh, yeah.
Mingma is head starter or expedition leader.
You can take your cotton out.
Still in the helicopter.
It's on the bottom.
No, it's my bike because I've got the soft piece.
No.
You got the hard piece.
Yeah, I got the one with the bed rail or hanger.
No.
Yeah. Oh, thank God. Thank the Buddha.
Lou, you took air out of my tires, right? Oh, this one popped.
No.
Lou and Jen have several advantages over Chambi. Chambi has a basic mountain bike. No shocks, no frills, just 2 fat tires. Lou and Jen have top-of-the-line bikes with full suspension and hydraulic brakes. Tattoo Lou is a former New York City bike messenger turned gonzo downhill racer. From the urban streets to the rugged mountain terrain, the transition was logical, if not easy. When Jen isn't thrashing down mountains at 50 miles per hour, she's a freelance rider. A Berkeley graduate, she now makes her home in Fort Collins, Colorado.
With our dogs, the Staffordshire Bull Terriers, if they were people, they'd be downhill racers, I think. They're intense dogs. They don't do something unless they mean it. You know, they're not gonna chew something up unless they're really gonna tear it to shreds. And even Lou and I, our relationship is intense because we are intense. And I think it's because I'm passionate about what I do. And as far as riding goes, you have to be there, paying attention, 100% focused, because your life is on the line.
Yeah, that's my dad up there. He raced motorcycles for a long time, for many years, and probably that's why I ended up doing what I'm doing, because I grew up around racing, you know, all my life.
In the past 5 years, Lou has become an icon on the circuit for his outrageous image and fearless attitude. In his hometown, Lou is considered by the younger bikers to be a guru.
Indian, you can't breathe it.
You take your time, you go at, 1,000 feet a day, you ascend, to certain destinations, so it's
You whistle
not...
a cab down.
No! Get me out of here.
Guy pulls over with the yak, loads you up.
No, tell me how I'm gonna breathe.
You're gonna breathe.
Like what?
Like a sissy. No.
The first day of the 16-day trek, and they're off. Cruising out of Lukla, they're followed by an encouraging farewell crew. Their second day ends at Namche Bazaar at 11,300 feet. This is the original trading post for Sherpas heading into Tibet.
This guy doesn't even breathe hard. He takes his shortcuts, straight up.
I said, Lou, wait me. I told a couple of times.
Whenever I get in front of him, he goes, "Hey, you're going the wrong way." And then I go back and he goes, "Only
All
kidding.
the way down to
I was just saying you're going the right way."
Make a try it, otherwise we can't catch up with him.
in my backpack.
It had been a good day. The trails were rideable. Everything seemed ideal. Besides seeing groups of foreigners every trekking season, life hasn't changed much at Tame in the Solo-Khumbu region. Children are still curious, and farmers still tend to their land. Trekkers are as much a part of the landscape as a trail of yaks.
I had no idea what to expect. And then we hit a few sections where you really got the true feeling of what you were in store for. I realized that this was going to be pretty hard, physically, mentally, and spiritually. The riding was actually pretty good for a while. The trails were rideable. He's pretty incredible on the bike for someone who hasn't done that much biking. He's learning incredibly fast. He's primo guy.
He's great. He's trying 120%. He doesn't have brakes like we do. We have hydraulic brakes. His brakes are squeaky and his equipment's outdated, and he's someone inexperienced, but he learns so fast. I mean, we're really proud of him.
Wait. You okay?
Yeah.
You right?
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, I'm fine, yeah.
Okay.
Lou and I, we talked about the severity of this trip and the seriousness of the event. But it's definitely similar to what we do anyway. I mean, we race downhill bikes 50 down mountains. This is a little more extreme, I think, because we've never been to high altitude.
Some people think we're stupid, but some people really have a new respect for us. And I think going back to the United States will bring a heightened awareness to our sport. That's what I hope to do.
I thought that it would be a lot more riding than it turned out to be, you know, in the beginning, for sure. It was kind of a, oh boy, what did we get ourselves into kind of thing.
That was like a 4-hour hike-a-bike climb, and it was brutal. I mean, it was doing stair steps or squats for 4 hours with 50 pounds on my back. But after the hike-a-biking I've been doing here, anything I do at any race is small beans, you know, nothing. So I'll be running up in cross-country races now.
Floating on a mesa at 12,600 feet is Tangboche Monastery, the Buddhist spiritual center for the 20,000 Sherpas who live in the Khumbu region. Sherpas are farmers, herders, and traders. They are best known for being the foremost high-altitude guides in the world. They have their own belief system. They are animists who worship the spirits and gods who live in the streams, trees, and mountains of the Everest region. Each morning, the monks wake the gods with chanting and music. The reincarnated Lama lives here, blessing trekkers and Sherpas on their way into the high country.
That hat is fabulous. That is. You look great.
Gordon Brown and his fiancée Allison Chase, our camera crew, were inspired by the beauty and serenity of the monastery. They decided to marry here in a traditional Sherpa ceremony.
Get that, Jen?
Is this your limo? Is this the limousine? Is this the limousine?
At the reception, the monks discover the simple joys of riding a bicycle.
Yeah. He's got it going good. This is classic. They probably have never seen bikes before.
Part of any challenge is the sacrifice it brings. They didn't know they would have to forsake the exhilaration of riding and the rush of speed for days on end. It was now day 6 of the journey. They were spending less and less time on their bikes.
I'm impressed. I'd like
You're
to see him
impressed?
at the top.
We've walked up here and it's a killer.
Is it?
I wouldn't like to carry a mountain bike up. Oh boy.
Are you?
I'd like to come down on one though. Wow.
I think it's pretty wild. I think it's wilder than trying to snowboard around here.
Looks like it's a little easier to haul the snowboard.
What about just a backpack?
Yeah. What do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah.
I think
I think probably that's the harder way to go.
Great fun. I never seen anything like it. But I'm not going to do it.
That's what I said. It was pretty brutal to me.
I think you guys are completely, utterly rad. And, that's large. Good luck.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough sledding once you get up in the high altitudes.
Okay, so what if you break a fork? You're carrying. We've probably carried 70%, 65, 70%. So we've been doing our share hiking for sure. We can relate.
I want to know, what do you do when you run into the yaks?
You move to the side.
Hopefully you don't run into them.
I see.
You give them the right of way.
You give them the right of way.
Always.
Great.
These yaks that are coming by, you hear those bells in the background. That's something that you have to encounter, and always you're going to encounter, and you have to remember that these yaks are on the trail, and it's their trail, not my trail. So make sure that you're on the inside.
Don't scare them.
Or you might be on the outside, the way outside.